Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, we got some chainsaws out in the field. And these are the three that I have kind of grown to enjoy as my three favorites for smaller size wood, like up to 14, 16 inch, something like that. 036, 2165, 020, AV, ported, all that stuff is on my channel. If you want to see an 036 go from a junky barn find to a screaming ported monster, reliable, awesome, all the parts that I put into it. Same with this 2165 hand saws. I've got a real affinity for little hand saws in this 020. It beats out all the competition. So we're going to run these three today. I got some trees behind me. This is one of the last chances I'm going to have to clear out this area of potential threats to the new homestead. So let's get after it. Welcome to Man Time. Alright, let's take a look at what trees we've got. Now, first one here, this one is the main one I'm concerned about because it comes and leans over like right by the foundation and the new house site. So that is my primary concern, and it is leaning, directly towards this stuff. So I don't want it to go there. I'd like it maybe to go kind of down this way toward the track loader over there. So if I want to do that, then the next tree is this one here, which is kind of right beside it. And then I've got a few over here that I'm going to want to clear out anyway. Some smaller ones there. And I've still got this huge pine, which is now, I was debating whether or not to take this one down at the time that I was doing the house pad. And it looks like it probably would have been a good idea. But it's big enough where I think, I can get it to directionally go the way that I want it to, which would be somewhere away from future house. But I've got a very limited amount of time here before there's going to be a building sitting here, and so I want to get these trees out of the way. I've also got this one here. I want to try to get that one out of the way, and some of these smaller ones over here, and that way I can have this area as a leach field opportunity also. So let's go over here. See, I've got a bigger tree. There's a bigger tree right here that comes down kind of right in here. Yeah, right in here. I think that one is going to be a sweet gum tree. I'm not sure though. And then let's see, I've got this bigger tree here. That one also looks to be a sweet gum. And then I've got this one here, which is going to be a dead one. I think I'm going to try to get as many of these dead ones down through here. Again, all these little ones cleared out, and may even jump on this thing to make a path down through this way. But just as many of these trees down through here as I can. Well, that is step one. Step two, I guess step one, if I can explain that maybe a little bit better, is evaluating your surroundings, evaluating the trees you're going to be cutting down. Next is going to be evaluating your equipment and making sure that it is good to go. Nice sharp teeth, rakers where they're supposed to be. Making sure your equipment is going to start. That is step two, and then step three will be cutting down all those trees. Let's see how many starts it takes here. Yeah, a lot of these smaller trees, it's really nice to use a handsaw because then you can have the leverage as you're coming in on your back cut. That makes sense. It's too hard it's too hard to judge which way they want to go, right? So you put a little notch in the front, you come in with the back, and you're holding the saw, pushing it over as you go. Next thing you got to think about is order of operations too. This is going to be falling this way. I want to take these trees out too, so I'm going to start with those, then come back to this one, then move on to those. So we got all this area here done, so I can lay trees down, right on top of there. But look at this. I already found my first dead red oak tree. That's going to be providing me lots of good firewood come this winter. Alright, so I've got this one here. I've got those two there. Now the problem with this one is you can see it's leaning like the wrong direction, right? And I think that's going to be too much to wedge to try to get it going the right direction. So I still haven't made up my mind. So I'm going to start on these two here, get them coming this way, and then we'll figure out what to do with that one there. Yeah, so these are always kind of an evolving project. Right, this one comes up, but it looks like it's limb locked up there. And it kind of is, but I can see both trees moving independently of each other. And the branches kind of slap together. There's a spot, like right there, that they look like they're tied together. But you can kind of see them moving independently of one another. Oh man, this one's dead here. The one that I'm looking at taking down. This one. And then this one is also dead, which is coming out over top of me here. Alright, I changed my mind on this one. This one is actually coming back this way. So I'm just going to drop it going back this way. And hopefully there's enough room here between the backhoe and this area here that I can get it dropped safely. Well, I noticed the saw was kind of chattering in the cut and having a little bit of difficulty getting through there. So I've got my, this is a 3/8 Pico, 4mm. So we will do a little field repair here, and I can see some of the corners are knocked off, especially on the cutters going to the right-hand side. So let's see if we can remedy that. Nope. Close, but no cigar. That. There we go. Yeah, that's what it was. This stock chain, I think this is a stock chain. I'm not absolutely sure. but the angle was actually greater, you know, than this is even telling me. So this is like a 30 degree. I think it was more at a 35. So that's another good reason to have this tool, you know, getting your saw back into spec. And taking the time and recognizing as you're using the machine, like, what's going on with it. So a grabby chain can be two things. It can be your rakers are too low, but in this case it was actually the grind on the tooth was too aggressive. Because I am hitting the rakers, so the rakers are coming down. And it could have just been, you know, that I hand filed it and I didn't have my angles exactly right. Well, if you haven't been able to tell, so far I've expended very little energy and money in the equipment that I'm running. Very fuel efficient stock chainsaw. And it's going to have no problem taking this tree down with a sharpened, you know, tightened up lube chain. Yeah. You want choke? I guess it likes a little choke. Okay, I guess we're doubling up. Sometimes you just need a machine. Try to push it over. Here is the aftermath, and you can see it went left. I mean, it's just slightly left, maybe 5 feet of where I was aiming at, but it came off the stump, and you can see excellent holding wood there. You know, really, actually a good, freshly dead specimen of a tree. But now we've got this hanger, and it's pretty hard to see up there. Yeah, really hard to see up there. But yeah, this tree, it was actually hung pretty good, and now that branch is coming down right this direction. Alright, so I've got the Johnson 2165 warming up for this one. I mean, the weight is right this way, so I'm just going to try to turn it a little bit. I want it to go about 30 degrees from its lean. It's going to be kind of right this direction. Let's see how it goes here. Okay, so here is the cut direction, and you can see, like, if we're directly perpendicular, we come up, and the tree is not there, right? The direction the tree was leaning was this way. I tried to get it to go this way, about 45 degrees, right in line with the holding wood. Okay, holding wood, good on the tree, held on the whole way. But yet it went from here to over here. So let's go clean it up. Well, you know what? Man, I barely run this 036, but it is definitely one of my favorite saws. I've got I think a new subscriber, it might be his favorite saw too. So I haven't even, well, I fell a tree with it, but it wasn't really a good test of it. I need to put some hours on it, get it broke in. And it is actually a really fuel efficient saw, so plays right into the game. So I'm going to cut this one up, and then I've got another dead one behind us there I'm going to take down with this saw. man, this kill switch, I keep getting it caught on something. Okay, our next victim is right here. It is dead, and we are going to follow it with the lean. Oh, dang kill switch. I guess just a little bit lower idle is where it likes to live. Yeah, this clutch, this aftermarket clutch is actually a little bit stronger, I think, than the original. That bigger hub, bigger roller bearing inside of there. Okay, 036 running real good. We're going to use it to take down this tree here. The young man out there that likes this saw so much, don't worry about it, bud. You'll get there. Everything just takes time, patience, and I mean, this took me 10 years to get here from the time that I had a college education, you know, longer, 15. So stay at it, bud. Stay in school. Get there. Well, there's the stump, and there again you can see here it was, you know, kind of trying to barber chair a little bit. But yeah, just maybe 1.5 inch holding wood all the way across there. And you saw me laying my bar in that face cut. That was giving me a good indication of where the edge of this cut was, to then line my saw up from the back and have a nice straight piece of holding wood there. So exactly where I wanted it to go. I wanted it to kind of be beside this tree that it was falling down beside there, and just a little to the left of it, so it didn't get caught up in it. And you know, using the sights, of course this saw being a pro saw, it's got the sights all the way down the side there that actually, you know, line it right up with the bar. This is the perpendicular to the bar lineup tool that's on these pro saws. So, whew, man, if you guys haven't subscribed already, this is going to be my backyard. So everything you see here, this adventure that I'm bringing you on, man time, for me it happens in the woods. That's my logo, that's my, well, this is my my farming shirt, but the trees are part of what I consider to be my spiritual place of being, right? I need to be around trees. I love the forest, but you know, sometimes some have to come down because of what you're doing, right? Homesteading. That's another big part of this channel. Homesteading, farmsteading, chainsaws, having a wood stove, feeding that wood stove, you know, that's all part of it. And being out in the woods, man, I love it. I love every minute of it. So I encourage you to thumbs up, join the channel, subscribe. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. And other than that, get out there, have you some man time too.